it's funny, you know. But again, I
just love those things when people are happy and we add value to their lives. So that's just one situation.
Yeah. Well, I think again, I think last year was just incredible, and I'm excited to see how we kind of just, I mean, already the momentum and things that are happening this year. We've got some
exciting year.
Yeah,
now.
We've got some really great things underway. So, one thing I do want to dive into though is California. So, California love. Okay,
California dreaming.
Yes. California's got some problems. Okay, we have a few issues happening, and this is not a doom and gloom podcast.
No.
But the reality is, we still have a home shortage, and
over 1 million home shortage in California today.
Still, yes, and
that hasn't changed.
It's not getting any better. It's a supply and demand issue,
right?
And the way that affordability would come about in California would be if we could truly have 10 million homes built in 2 days. Affordability, no problem. But that's not reality, right?
No, it's not.
And the amount, like one thing for us specifically, we work Solano County. That's like primarily our hub. We do work the Greater Bay Area. We work the Mendocino Coast. We work lots of Napa and Sonoma County. But Benicia is where we live, and Benicia is our home. And Benicia is being impacted right now with quite a few different topics and issues. One being housing. We have been now. There were some handouts a few years back about, taking some money from government and that kind of thing to be able to build affordable housing. And Benicia got on that bandwagon, but they have not produced the affordable homes that they have agreed to do. And I think it's, don't quote me, is 12 or 1,300, something like that they have to build in Benicia. Well, for one, just all the testing and of the soil and environmental impact and all of that is still underway. And they're talking about doing that over there in the 80 corridor, right? So, but more than half of them, 680.
Corridor, yeah.
But more than half of those have to be affordable houses. So, and I'm all for affordable homes. I think that everyone deserves to be able to buy a home and live in a home. The issue is if the median home price is in the 800s for Benicia, that if we then start having a bunch of low income housing, what does that do then for the home prices in Benicia? What will that look like? I don't even know that we've, at least not me, little old me. I don't even think I've really thought about what kind of an impact putting 1,200 plus homes in Benicia would do. Our infrastructure can't really support that. I don't even know that we have enough jobs, so we're going to be out, people are going to be going elsewhere. We also have the issue of Valero. Valero is pulling out of California, and Valero had 450 jobs, that it created that are no longer going to be for Benicians specifically, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then just the oil industry as a whole pulling out of California, that's going to affect not just Benicia. I mean, it's definitely going to affect Benicia because of just looking at like taxes and how much they give back to our community. I mean, $500,000 just to nonprofits and, supporting the local schools and the Peddlers Fair and Dog Festival. I mean, like everything that we have that makes Benicia so quaint, beautiful,
right,
thriving is backed by a lot of Valero. And I think people don't think about that. They think, oh, well, we're going to have clean air now. Well, I mean, that's just a really kind of asinine statement, because when you have to really dig deep, and I don't think people even realize either, several years back, they put in a $1 billion filtration system in the refinery. So that way it would filter through, and all the steam that people say, oh, that's the pollutants going into the air, that's actually filtered just steam, because it's gone through this whole $1 billion filtration system. So it's like, you really got to start asking questions. But I'm curious a little bit about what you think on this topic for California as a whole, because I'm going to break it down. We got a couple different things. We got the housing stuff, housing shortage in California. Benicia has some housing stuff that is going to We don't even know what it will do, if we end up having that many more homes built and them being, mostly low income and that kind of thing. Having Valero and as a whole in California, most oil companies pulling out, what's that going to do for gas prices?
Well, you have, the whole thing is very convoluted. There's no one situation, one source. There's no one remedy.
Right.
Because you've got a lot of tributaries, and it's not just economic for economic's sake. You look at the numbers, and everybody has a different pitch on the health of the California economy,
right?
Which actually affects the real estate market,
mm-hmm.
and that's just one market that gets affected, right? So you see, California right now, you've got about 10 major locations and cities that have some cracks in it. And what I mean by that is that the economy is slowed, dragging a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Home prices are down. And you have the two other factors that come to play, and that's interest rates, whatever they are, right? And then median income. So when you look at any particular area, you have to say, okay, if a house, let's take Santa Cruz, for instance. That's a really good example of a major crack in the California economy.
Explain. Go a little more into depth.